The following is a slightly historical series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China's history. Because this is based off of a video game, and myself playing it, there will be a lot of incorrect information that we will correct using the help of Wikipedia. For those of you who want to learn more about Dynasty Warriors, or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I suggest reading the book. Please enjoy the following presentation. As I didn't plan on streaming, but here we are. We will be covering the Nanman. Two of my, they're not my least favorite characters, but they are two of my least favorite battles to play because they're just so tedious and annoying. But we will be going up with Meng Huo and Lady Zhurong, who may not have even existed. Or at least for Lady Zhurong. Meng Huo, the most powerful warrior in Nanzhong. Abnormally large and strong, he has a kinder side, making him adored by the Nanman people. Basically, leader of the tribes in southwest China. We know him very well because of a lot of those episodes in Shu, where we have to go southwest and attack them, and in Wu, when we have to go south and for some reason we attack them, even though I'm pretty sure that battle doesn't exist at all. But as far as the historicity, or whatever the right word is for it goes, Meng Huo and the record of his captures appeared both in the Hanjin Chunqiu, written by Zi Shuoxi in the Eastern Jian dynasty, and also in the near-contemporary Chronicles of Huayang, written between 348 and 354 by Chang Chu. Therefore, there are two historical documents of different origin and known for their reliability, do indeed record Meng Huo historically and authentically. The Liu Song dynasty historian Pei Zongxi, when compiling his annotated version of the records of the Three Kingdoms, found Zi Zhuoqi's account reliable and annotated him to Chen Shou's work with no further comment. The historian Sima Guang, when he compiled the Zishi Tongjian, also recorded Meng Huo's history. We don't know when he was born or when he died, but Meng Huo did indeed exist in history, which is pretty cool. But due to Pei Zongxi criticism of Zi Shuoqi on other parts of his work, the historian Fang Guoyu used Pei's doubts on Xi's unreliability to challenge the story of Meng Huo's 7 captures. However, Fang did not go as far as to doubt Meng Huo's existence. So they are saying, if you remember that one battle, as Zhuge Liang, as a bunch of other guys from Shu, where we have to fight Meng Huo like 5, 6, 7 times, that is a representation of a story from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms where they captured and released Meng Huo 7 times. But we'll get there when we get there. The absurdity of Meng Huo being captured and released 7 times led many to doubt the story and even of Meng Huo's existence. The Republican-era historian Zhang Hualan wrote in his article Discussion on Meng Huo that Meng was a fictional character invented by later historians, noting that the name Huo, which means captured in Chinese, is too coincidental considering Meng's fate on being captured, a view shared by many academics. So now, in more recent times, it was questioned, does this guy even exist? A contrary example of this argument could be made given the name of Liu Bei and Liu Shan. Bei means to prepare and Shan means to give. Just as with Meng Huo, those indicate that what happened. Liu Bei prepared his kingdom and Liu Shan gave it, just as Cao Cao noted it. Yet those individuals are definitely not fictional. Furthermore, it is unclear if Meng Huo was of Chinese ascendant or from a foreign tribe. If it was the latter, then it may have sounded similar as Huo, therefore was transcribed as such. So, just a little bit of a backstory and history on Meng Huo to add to the context of his existence and the storyline, and if you were doubting the fact that he was captured 7 times, well, maybe you're just wrong, and he really was. is a completely fictional character. There is no records of her existing. Although that doesn't mean that Meng Huo didn't have a wife, but Lady Zhurong is a complete fabrication in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novel. Well, claiming to be a descendant of the goddess of fire, she does her best to help her husband Meng Huo become king worthy of his people. We're probably going to see the same exact missions over again, but Lady Zhurong, sometimes referred to as Madame Zhurong, is a fictional character in the 14th century Chinese historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. She is the wife of the Nanman chieftain Meng Huo, who rules the lands of Nanzhong. She claims to be the descendant of the Chinese fire deity, Zhurong, from whom she acquires her name. Zhurong is the only woman in the novel who participates in fighting and battles against the Shu forces alongside her husband. So, that's actually pretty cool. The only female, not only, well, by extension, the only female in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and by extension in this game, that actually sees combat. And much like with Meng Huo, the only time they talk about combat featuring the Nanman people is the invasion of Shu because of the rebellion. So, there's not going to be too much to cover up until that battle. And even then, everything I'm going to mention is going to be straight out of the book, basically. So let's just jump right into it.
I'm Meng Huo. Hey, the clouds to the north have been behaving a bit strangely. It seems that somebody wants to try and steal our lands of Nanzhong. We must unite and be as one and protect our lands against these invaders from the north. Despite this, the southern kings are refusing to join together. We don't have time for this. I'll use brute strength to shut up those stubborn kings. I'll become the great king of Nanman and get all of you to join together as one.
Little interesting that we don't have like one of those lead-ins to this, but let me try to find this, because the first mention of Meng Huo in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms was after the death of Liu Bei. Nanzhong region rose up in rebellion, and then that's when Zhuge Liang had to go down and pacify them, basically. So this is probably just a fictional story by the game to set up how Meng Huo came to power, if I had to wager a guess.
My name is Zhurong. I am a descendant of the goddess of fire. Lately, I have heard rumors that the people to the north are planning on invading our land of Nanzhong.
So why with Meng Huo did we just jump straight into the battle screen, and then with her, we have this?
Here in the south, we have always had separate kings for each region. There is no way we can join as one and oppose these invaders from the north in such a short amount of time. Dear, this is when you need to stand up for yourself. Be a man. You must strengthen your position and become a great king to lead us all.
These guys think they have some sort of right to rule over the lands of Nanzhong. They must plan on stealing our homes from us, just when we were having some family problems. My dear, if we don't pull together, those invaders from the north will smash us for sure. It's up to us to stand together as a group and defend our beloved homeland. Ugh! We've little time before the north comes and attacks. I must take over as king and lead Nanzhong to victory. If anybody has a problem with that, come and say it to my face.
Lord Meng Huo, it's no use. They won't listen to us.
Damn! Now is not the time for all of this.
I guess it can't be helped. I'll go and deal with them. Sit up straight. You're going to become great king, you know.
Oh, that sounds great! Go get him, sweetie!
So it has come to this. I can't believe the North is attacking us. Meng Huo, I mean Great King, will you not let us join you?
What's with all of the formality? We're family after all, right?
Long live the Great King! Long live the Great King Meng Huo!
I did it! I've united the lands of Nanzhong, and I defeated the so-called governor of Nanzhong too! Yay me!
So in that battle, there was I think there was a dude named Yuan Kai. I do remember seeing that name. At the beginning of the rebellion after Liu Bei died, Yuan Kai was indeed the governor of the area. He saw that many people were still indecisive about his course of action. Or actually, let me back up a little bit. When the Shu Han Emperor Liu Bei died, the local people of Nanzhong rebelled against the Shu Han, stating that they were 3 lords claiming to be the legitimate ruler of China, and they no longer knew whom they should pledge allegiance to. In retaliation, the Shu Han Chancellor Zhuge Liang launched an invasion of Nanzhong and quelled the uprising. At the beginning of the rebellion, when Yuan Kai saw that many people were still indecisive about this course of action, he had Meng Huo from Jian Commandery sent to persuade the So and other tribes. Meng Huo proclaimed to all of them that the government was making excessive demands of rare resources that it is difficult to acquire in large numbers. The tribespeople believed him, so they rejoined Yuan Kai. After Yuan Kai's death, Meng Huo replaced him as the leader of the rebellion. During the summer, Zhuge Liang led his army towards their commandery.
Since I am king of Nanzhong, I refuse to let those invaders from the north just do as they please. This land, my men, my wife, I'll protect you all.
An interesting, it is interesting that they had, you know, yeah, there it is, Yuan Kai right there in the middle. It's interesting that they're using a real name in this kind of way when it was a little bit backwards. Meng Huo actually joined Yuan Kai and wasn't Yuan Kai attacking. But like I said, they probably just have to set up the story somehow.
My husband went and declared himself great king. I knew he had it in him. Now, if he would just carry himself with a little dignity. Anyway, yet another strange group of people have come to invade us. What is this? They all have yellow scarves wrapped around their heads. Do they think they're a bunch of baby chicks? Whatever the case, I don't care for them. It makes me burn with fury that these people just walk right into another person's land and try to take it as their own.
It was good that we crushed those intruders the other day, but now some other strangers have their eyes on our land. Is this how things are done up north? They're using some kind of suspicious magic to control people. Dear, you and I must overcome this cowardly magic and crush those pathetic tricksters.
Persians or Indians? No, it's the Yellow Turban Rebellion.
We must be the ones to protect our lands. Therefore, I must become a great king that all will agree to follow. I hope you're proud of me, dear.
Long story.
Even though we flattened those foolish invaders from the north, somebody else has come. They have yellow scarves wrapped around their heads and call themselves the Yellow Turbans. This time, these guys are using some strange kind of magic, but they're nothing to be afraid of. If we kill their sorcerers, then the magic is sure to follow.
So it is kind of weird what they're doing with the timeline here. Again, Yuan Kai being, you know, the governor at the time when Liu Bei was dead, when Liu Bei died. Now like way back before any of that happened, the Yellow Turban Rebellion, it was indeed like a whole China-wide rebellion. I couldn't tell you if there were some actual Yellow Turbans attacking in Nanjing, but we'll just go along with it, you know? Hold on, Toby's being annoying.
King Meng Huo refuses to forgive any who think they can control us. You pathetic fools! I'll drive you all from our lands by myself!
Again, the Yellow Turban Rebellion was huge across China, but don't really know if there was anything down here personally, and there isn't anything written on the Wikipedia page, and it's not mentioned in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, so...
You reject the way of peace, and you call yourself a king? Come, my soldiers! We must show this enemy the true strength of the heavens!
Eh? What's this? Damn you, you coward!
What? What did they... What happened to us?
Do not be afraid. You did nothing wrong. Damn you and your dirty tricks! How dare you manipulate my men! That is unforgivable!
Appeared.
What? What did they... What happened to us?
Oh, that's a great shot right there.
You, my husband, you men are all alike, constantly needing to be babied.
Yes, mommy.
You and your pathetic flames. See how they compare to the goddess of fire.
We've smashed the false prophet Zheng Xiao and all of his followers. Now people will think twice before they try and mess with Meng Huo. But what do these invaders from the north desire here in Nanxing? Nah, it doesn't matter. Whatever they're after, I'll defend this great land of ours.
It appears that we've gained a little fame after defeating these Yellow Turbans. But now, some folks calling themselves Wu have decided to come down and face us. Sure, I've heard of the great lands of Wu. If we win here, then my husband shall be known as a great king without equal. We have to somehow make it through this. So I wonder how Wu would like themselves cooked. Char-broiled over an open flame? I think I can arrange that for them.
This is corny.
Now somebody else is here to disturb our land. Just what are they thinking? We don't go trying to steal other people's houses. Don't be afraid of the enemy's numbers. We just need to split them up into smaller units. I'll protect the main camp. Here, you go and start breaking them down. I don't care who they call themselves. I won't forgive them. Come and get it. King Meng Huo will smash you all one after another. After driving out the Yellow Turbans, our sense of unity grew even stronger. But we've no time to celebrate, as yet another invader has come to attack us. This time, they think they can defeat us with sheer numbers, but we have the strength of unity. It doesn't matter how big their army is. I don't care if they're called Mu, Wu, or Du, but anybody that tries to steal our homes is gonna get trampled on. So says King Meng Huo.
Alright, so this is the battle where the Wu forces come in. I hate this battle Especially considering we've had to fight from the Wu side every single time, and it is a battle that is not real. This battle simply did not exist, even from the Wu perspective. They never fought Meng Huo. So let's just jump into it.
Well, aren't you a cute one? I don't suppose you can fight, can you?
Don't underestimate me. When I fight, I turn into a raging fire.
Really? But do you get as hot as I am?
Yeah.
Come on, let's see who gets burned.
Their main camp is completely isolated.
What are you gonna do now, huh?
Oh.
Yaha! Go! Go! The enemy general is wide open!
We managed to drive them away. They may have outnumbered us, but we won the Battle of the Mines. They'll think twice next time they try to mess with Meng Huo. The land of Nanzhong is not one that can simply be run by outsiders. Hopefully, they'll learn a lesson from this and leave us alone from now on. Damn, what's wrong with these people? Now somebody else is trying to come and attack us. This time they're from the north, and they're calling themselves Shu. I'll face the Shu army and take them on myself. Meanwhile, dear, if you can manage to sneak around behind the enemy, then we'll be fine. King Meng Huo refuses to forgive those that try and take our land. Rah! All of you that call this land home, I shall protect you.
So this is where, this is the only real battle that we know of Meng Huo taking place in. Like I mentioned earlier, after Yong Kai's death, Meng Huo replaced him as the leader of the rebellion, which was after Liu Bei's death in 223. And during the summer, Zhuge Liang led his army and crossed the Lu River and advanced toward Yizhou Commandery. He captured Meng Huo, then had him brought into his camp and asked him what did he think of his army. Meng Huo answered to him, "I have regrets, for if I knew this earlier, I would have easily defeated you." Zhuge Liang thought if he wanted to concentrate all his efforts in the campaign to the north, he would have to find tricks and ways to subdue the tribes of Nanzhong, since they were often in rebellion and causing chaos. So he forgave Meng Huo and had him sent back to his army. After this, the two armies fought each other 7 times. Meng Huo was always captured by Zhuge Liang, and he was always forgiven and released. All of this caused Meng Huo, along with the tribal people and Han citizens, to reconsider their rebellion and to sincerely submit. When Zhuge Liang saw Meng Huo arrive, he asked him what were his intentions. Meng Huo replied that he considered Zhuge Liang as the scourge of heaven, and never again would the people of the south dare to revolt. After the rebellion, many talented people of the south joined the Shu Han government. Meng Huo was one of them and became a subordinate of Zhuge Liang. His highest office was assistant to the imperial counselor. And then, of course, in the story itself, The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, featuring Meng Huo, chapters 87, 88, and 90, good quote here, 7 times captured, 7 times freed, such a thing has never happened. Though I stand beyond the range of imperial grace, I am not utterly ignorant of ritual, of what propriety and honor require. No, I am not so shameless. He then stripped off one of his sleeves, which is a sign of a swearing an oath, and pledged, by the Chancellor's celestial might, the Southerners will never rebel again. But of course, in this retelling, we're gonna win the battle, which looks really chaotic. What in the world is going on? Gotta take the next day off of work.
After defeating Wu, we did have a moment's peace. But now Shu has come from the north, leading a large army to attack us.
Alright, so this is where I'll pick it up in terms of what actually happens in the story. After her husband is defeated by the Shu general Ma Dai, Lady Zhurong goes to battle and leads her troops to attack a unit of soldiers from Shu. She uses flying daggers and manages to capture the Shu officers Zhang Ni and Ma Zhong. The following day, Zhurong engages Zhao Yun and Wei Yan in battle, but both of them flee from the battlefield. She suspects that it is a trap and does not go after them. The same event happens again the next day. Zhurong still does not pursue them. However, after Wei Yan turns back and taunts her, she pursues him into a narrow valley where she falls into a trap and gets captured.
I'm sure that this battle will prove difficult to handle, but we have the greatest king of all time, my husband, on our side. The great king of Nanzhong, Meng Huo. Now that's a husband a girl can be proud of. Together, we'll protect this land from all those that would try and take it.
This battle is different from the others. This Shu is dangerous. They just might see through our weak points and try and set traps to defeat us. I'll deal with the enemies that come straight at us. Dear, you back me up and confuse the enemy. Be sure and go and help any of our allies that need it. King Meng Huo refuses to forgive those that try and take our land. All of you that call this land home, I shall protect you.
So I'll just read the rest of it now. When Zhurong is captured, she is brought back to the Shu camp, where she is treated well on Zhuge Liang's order. Zhuge Liang offers her a drink and frees her from her bonds. He then sends a messenger to meet Meng Huo and propose releasing Zhurong in exchange for Zhang Ni and Ma Zhong. Meng Huo agrees, so Zhurong returns to her husband. She is captured another 2 times by Shu forces. The last time she is captured, she marches alongside her husband and their army to finish off Shu's army, as they have already been falsely informed that their ally Wu Tugu's army has been nearly obliterated. Or has nearly obliterated Shu's forces, other way around. However, much to their dismay, Shu forces have actually routed Wu Tugu's army, and then they proceed to capture Zhurong. After finally surrendering and pledging their allegiance to Shu, Meng Huo and Zhurong are released to continue their rule over the Nanzhong region. They never rebel against Shu again. I like how all this warrior was the tallest in all of China and depicted as like 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and they always end up being 5'10". Oh.
Ah! Did you see that? What is that thing?
Victory is ours, sweetheart.
You bet it is! Our land is free again! And with all of you by my side, I will be the greatest king of all! Phew! I hope you understand that Nanzhong means business now. If you think you can conquer us, you're sorely mistaken. Everybody, I want to thank you for fighting so hard. Yellow Turbans, Wu, Shu, they've all fallen before me. Now there are none left to threaten our lands. A golden era for Nanzhong is about to begin.
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Meng Huo, from the land of Nanzhong. The king of a Nanman tribe, Meng Huo was especially known for his extraordinary strength and his reckless nature. Despite his rough character, he still had a tender heart, which made him loved by his people. the chaos that originated in the north began to make its way south into Nanzhong. Meng Huo, in an effort to protect his lands, decided to unite the many tribes of Nanman together and rule them as their one great king. Meng Huo and his wife Zhurong set out on their conquest of the Nanman region. They fought and prevailed over the Beastmasters King Duosi and King Mulu. Additionally, they challenged and defeated the armored troops of King Wuge and Wu Tugu.
Pretty sure all of this is just made up.
Tensions along the northern border grew over time. The outside threat helped to unify the Nanman tribes, eventually allowing Meng Huo to realize his goal of becoming great king. Soon after, Zhuge Liang's forces appeared along the border. Meng Huo marched his forces straight into the enemy lines to stop their advance, while Zhurong took advantage of the local terrain and harassed the enemy from behind. The mighty strategies of Zhuge Liang could not overcome them, or the people's love of their homeland. Although the land was still engulfed in chaos, it was the least of Meng Huo's worries. So long as he remained the Nanman king, at least his people would be able to know peace. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
Like I mentioned, not much is really known about him. It was debated if he even is a real person, but general consensus is that he is a real person. And there is an artist's rendition of Meng Huo riding into battle on a red ox, which would have been really cool to have him ride a red ox in this game instead of an elephant, because, man, screw those elephants. I hate trying to kill people on top of those elephants. But that is the story of Meng Huo, as we are set to get into the next one, which is going to be his wife, Lady Zhurong, who we just unlocked. Would you look at that?
Baby, now is the perfect time for us to attack them.
Nah, why bother? What do they have up north that we don't? I got my darling, and I got my home. I don't need anything more than that.
The way she calls him baby is so stiff. I hate it.
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Zhurong, from the land of Nanzhong. It was believed that she was descended from the goddess of fire. She was known as an aggressive warrior who was an excellent rider and a master of throwing knives. She later became the wife of Meng Huo and aided her husband in his efforts to become the Nanman king. The two made a formidable pair, subjugating tribe after tribe throughout the region. Meng Huo successfully became the Nanman king, but the fighting did not end there. Although invasions from the north by forces like the Yellow Turbans and Wu occurred frequently, Zhurong was always there to defend Nanzhang. The ties among the Nanman tribes became stronger with every battle against the invaders. This eventually allowed Meng Huo to become the king of Nanman. However, Zhuge Liang, Nanman's greatest enemy, soon led his army toward their land. Meng Huo marched his forces straight into the enemy lines to stop their advance, while Zhurong took advantage of the local terrain and harassed the enemy from behind. The mighty strategies of Zhuge Liang could not overcome them, or the people's love of their homeland. Although the land was still engulfed in chaos, it was the least of Meng Huo and Zhurong's concerns. The descendant of the fire goddess supported her proud Nanman king, and the two protected Nanzhang together. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
This land, I wouldn't give it up for anything. I'm plenty happy, just enjoying our life together.
I guess war does have its moments. But nothing is better than this.
Tag size difference, yeah. But that is the story of the Nanman king and queen, the queen who most likely did not exist, and the king who so little in history about him was written that we don't even know if he was a real person.